the word of the Lord over my life. He that justified me is near. He that justified me is near. Who shall contend with me? Say, my justifier is here. Who shall attack me? My justifier is around. Who shall limit me? My justifier is here. Who shall stop my journey? Sapphire, 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 Sapphire. Let your image under. Somebody turn the God of wonders, God of perfection, turn the God of wonders, God of perfection, turn the God of wonders, God of perfection. As I declare God of wonders, I need you to scream it, God of perfection, with your two hands lifted, God of wonders, 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 God of wonders. Are you ready for the last one? God of wonders. Let your image rise. Let your image rise. Lift up your two and shout, Roy, Roy, Roy. Your word said, you bore them witness. You bore them witness with signs and wonders. Roy, I have prayed. I have trusted. I have believed in you. Roy, bear me witness. Bear me witness. Bear my career witness. Bear my children witness. Bear my family witness. With signs and wonders. 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 Let your image rise. 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 Let your image turn. With your two hands lifted, I announce, may Roy bear your witness. With signs and wonders, with signs and wonders, with signs and wonders, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. I don't know what the Lord is putting this in my spirit. I begin to make generational prayers. 10 years from now, you will not bow your head down and share. From now to the next 20 years, your name will not be written for obituary. We'll redeem your next 10 years. We'll redeem your next 20 years. We'll redeem your next 30 years. We'll redeem your next 40 years. We'll redeem your next 50 years. Redeemed by the blood. Redeemed by the blood. Redeemed by the blood. Redeemed by the blood. We move ahead. We clear the way. We move ahead. We clear the way. Future danger, uprooted by fire. Future disaster, uprooted by fire. Future evil emergency, uprooted, 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 uprooted. Right now, 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 right now. Somebody shall fire. 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 And they hired Balaam. They hired Balaam. And they told Balaam, go and prophesy against them. Go and prophesy against them. Balak said, go and speak a word against them. And the Lord said unto Balaam, they are already blessed. They are already blessed. They cannot be cursed. They are already already blessed. They cannot be cursed. Balaam, you came later. You came later. They are already blessed. They are already lifted. They are already protected. They are already covered. They are already anointed. They cannot be cursed. They cannot be cursed. Lift up your two and shout, already blessed. Already lifted. Say already protected. Already anointed. I cannot be cursed. I cannot be cursed. I cannot be cursed. Shall fire. Shall fire. Shall fire. Shall fire. Shall fire. To the God of wonders. God of perfection. God of wonders. God of perfection. God of wonders. God of perfection. I don't know who needs to hear this. They said it is hard. They say it can be done. But I ask, is there anything too hard for God to do? The sound of your email, let the God of wonders deliver your evidence. Let the God of wonders deliver your evidence right now, 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 right now. Let your amen rise. Let your amen rise. You only came with your 5 loaves and 2 fishes. What you have looks small, but is there anything the God of wonders cannot multiply? The sound of your amen. Let the God of wonders multiply. Let the God of wonders multiply right now, 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 right now. I don't know who this is for, but I hear a child shall be their leader. They say you are small. They are looking down on you. God of wonders, God of wonders, the sound of your email, let it be the reality. Let it be the reality right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. And Jesus laid his hands a second time. He put spittle on the eye of he that was called blind. And Jesus asked him, can you see? Can you see? And the man said, I see men as trees. I see men as trees. God of perfection said, I will not leave you the way you are. I will not leave you the way you are. It is already working. He will not stop in the middle. Jesus put his hands a second time. Elroy, Elroy, Elroy. Some people have started seeing light, but it's not yet complete. Some people have already seen that the doors are opening, but it's not yet complete. Some people are thanking you for what you have already done, but it's not yet complete. By the power that raised Jesus from the dead, let the God of perfection complete right now, 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 right now. Somebody shall fire, shall fire, shall fire, shall fire, shall fire, shall fire. Ezekiel said, and the Lord opened his eyes. He saw the man that devised mischief at the gate. He saw the man that devised mischief at the gate. One of them that he saw was Pelatiah, the son of Benaiah. Pelatiah, the son of Benaiah. Ezekiel said, when I began to prophesy, the one that devised mischief, as soon as I started prophesying, that one fell and died. As I prophesied, raise your voice and shall fire, shall fire, shall fire, shall fire. Thunder, God of wonders, God of wonders. Who is is here? What is it that has said your wonders will not be expressed in my life? Is it cancer? Is it infirmity? Is it affliction? Is it a strong man? Shall fire clear them? Fire clear, 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 clear. Now, 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 now. Open your mouth. Shakata, Akochulana, Arababata, Ekorosodoa, Ashabana, Akochulabada, Arabadaya, Akachalaba, Arabadabada, Ekorosaya, as I prophesied, Ala Korobai, Alabiadabada, Erokotoya, Balataya was one of the men that devised mischief. As I prophesied, he cleared. As I prophesied, he cleared. Jesus, what is the mystery? What is the ordinance? Devising mischief. As I prophesied, as I prophesied, as I prophesied, as I kaka, Yabada, Rakotoya. I may not know what it is. As I prophesy, clear out of the way, clear out of the way. Abalaya, Rakotoya, Rakotopada, Rakatabia, Ashabadia, Arabalaba, Erokotodaba, Ashakeda, Akopoda, Erakotobada, Alabiadababa, Ashakedaya, Alabiadababa, Alabiada. Don't keep quiet, don't keep quiet. Arabalabala, Ishokotoda, Ayabeada, Erokotoya. Every voice that will say no, my God, my God, my God, is Zakatana, Arabalabala, Erokotoya, Ashabada, God of wonders, God of wonders, God of wonders, Arabalaba, Oshokotada, Arabiadaba, Oshabadaba, Kotodaba, Atata, Arababa, Erokotoda, Arababashi, Ilokoroso, Elepiadaba, Ashakato, Arabada, Arakotona, Arababa, Irokotona, Ashabada, Arabadiana, Ekorosoda, let your image on. Let your image on whatever that device mischief or wickedness against your life. Is it sickness? Is it infirmity? Is it an ordinance? Is it a writing from hell? Is it family affliction? Is it transfer negativity? Is it exchange of glory? Is it evil covering? Is it monitoring spirit? Is it voices from your father's house? Whatever it is, let them clear. Let them clear. Let them clear. Let them clear. Right now. 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 I don't know who this is for. Who this one is for. For God of wonders said, I should declare unto you, thou hast caused man to ride over our head. We went through the fire. We went through the water. But now thou hast brought us to our wealthy place. 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 The sound of your email, take your wealthy place. Take your wild 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 place. Somebody shall fire. Shall fire. Shall fire. Shall fire. Shall fire. And the scripture said, and the Egyptians were urgent upon them. The Egyptians were urgent upon them. That they will leave the land. Otherwise, they will be like dead men. The Egyptians, we are urgent upon them. Urgent upon them. Wherever you are, can you declare?